Is there a word or expression for when someone passionately wants something and then discovers afterwards that it's different from how he imagined? Is there a word or expression to describe when someone passionately wants something, eventually gets it, and then discovers that it isn't what he thought it was? For example, suppose that John is a high school student who admires the football team. He dreams of becoming a football player, thinking of how popular and sexy he would be if only he could be on the team. Then, one day, he is able to join the team, and he immediately regrets his dream because playing football is so much harder than he could have imagined. For another example, suppose that Kaylee has a lifelong dream to visit some exotic land. After years of effort, she saves enough money and makes the right connections to make the trip. Upon her arrival, she is immediately devastated by how primitive the accommodations are and how she has no access to the comforts of life she had taken for granted at home. Edit. Thanks for the great answers and suggestions. It seems that there are a number of different words and phrases for this, each with somewhat different meaning.
I would go with disillusionment. A feeling of disappointment, akin to depression, arising from the realization that something is not what it was expected or believed to be, possibly accompanied by philosophical angst from having one's beliefs challenged. Wiktionary. An example from vocabulary.com. Disillusionment is when the hard truth of reality makes you lose faith in your dreams and ideals. Like you might have thought your internship at the movie studio would be super glamorous, but you quickly suffered some disillusionment when you realized it involved 14-hour days and lots of coffee runs. A deep distinction between disillusionment and disappointment from the book The Poetics of Disappointment, Wordsworth to Ashbery, by Queenie.
Buyer's remorse is the sense of regret after having made a purchase. The Bears may suffer buyer's remorse over Cutler, but real leaders admit it. Phil Rosenthal, Chicago Tribune. See also, caveat emptor, buyer beware. Even if it was the trip of a lifetime, you'd be lucky, though irresponsible, to not feel a tinge of remorse at having spent your life savings. Cognitive dissonance is the mental stress or discomfort experienced by an individual who holds two or more contradictory beliefs, ideas, or values at the same time, or is confronted by new information that conflicts with existing beliefs, ideas, or values. Ah man, I thought this was going to be easy.
Disenchanted is another one. It strikes me as somewhat less deep and abiding than disillusioned, and may be a good fit for the ARP's examples.
The proverb, "The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence." Something may seem fantastic, but never as good as they appear from a distance. The expression particularly refers to wanting something that someone else has, or wanting to emulate a particular person.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.